That it's like that, Brandy. Okay. I see what this is gonna be like, huh?
It's gonna
So
be
all
a
y'all women
wonderful.
sticking together, not trying to give me any play.
When she think you was just sitting here. That's probably Alvin's
Oh, that's
fault.
all right. That's all right. Welcome to the Congo Hour. We want to thank you so much for watching. Right now, Wayna is going to run down our lineup.
Okay. First, we have Naila Gilliam, who's going to come on and talk about her ministry. We have Michelle Harley, that's coming on to talk about her running for city council in the 4th district. Hopefully, Trippy Student
Yeah,
will
Amaya. She's supposed.
Amaya will
Yeah, hopefully she's
come.
not here yet, but hopefully they're on their way.
Yes, and because of the last guest, Councilman Jay Street, your dad is going to give him that time so that he can talk about something really important
Okay.
that's going on. And however, though, since he's not coming, he's still going to give the $50.
Izzy, I was gonna ask you how we were gonna handle that. He's still gonna give the money.
Yeah, he's going to give the
We're
$50.
gonna have the phones here or on your phone.
We'll figure it out
Okay.
during a break.
All right. And then as always, we'll have our community news. We'll have our funeral announcements. I think a couple birthday shout outs too.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Naila, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Forgive us. I mean, you get to see the raw us before we go live.
I totally understand.
Okay,
Totally
all right.
understand.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming back again.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
So tell the viewing audience, those did not see you the last time, about the ministry that you have.
Okay. Well, my ministry is called House of Reawakening Minds, and really, what it is, it's non-traditional. It's more of a holistic or spiritual ministry that deals with different modalities of healing, such as Reiki, which is energy healing, meditation, guided meditation, and just other, probably some things that you would not normally consider ministry, but ministry is work. So when you can provide service to others that helps them, elevate their consciousness or to get in another state of mind, then you are doing the work of ministry. You're ministering to the needs of others. And so basically, we teach an understanding of even biblical things in a more metaphysical manner. And meta means going, it just means going beyond or going deeper. And when you go deeper, you kind of, probably sometimes ruffle feathers. But nevertheless, we are, and I've said this on other programs that I've been on, we've moved into an age of conscious enlightenment, and it's happening, it's worldwide. And where we are now, people are seeking to know more. The feeling is that there's more. And so they're seeking more. And House of Reawakening Minds, which is formerly Praise to the King Ministries, is one such vehicle or a holistic healing center that's there for the community. And we have people that come from all over. They come from far and wide to partake in some of what we offer.
Okay, and where are you located?
We're located at 602 Vandiver Avenue, and they're right in the heart of the hood on Vandiver Avenue. We're across the street from where Walt's Chicken was. And we're kind of where we're needed. We try to hold a positive energy right in that place, because there's a lot that goes on in that area, but we really feel that our presence does help to hold an intention of peace. Although we've had some things that have happened in the immediate area, but all in all, people come from downstate, they come from Pennsylvania, particularly on our Thursdays. Every Thursday we have a free guided meditation and Reiki healing session. And we have about maybe upwards of 20 to 23 people, I think, at our height who come. And they range in age. We've had them as young as 3 years of age to probably in their 70s. And they're all nationalities. I mean, we have white, black, Spanish, young, old, male, female. And I love the diversity that comes along with what I'm doing now.
Okay. And you said free.
Free because Reiki, traditionally, if you go to a practitioner to have a session, you would pay at least probably for an hour session $60 an hour.
That's why I was asking. I thought you said free, but I wasn't sure that you said
I'm
free.
not sure how long we're going to continue to no, but yeah, you get a small amount of Reiki.
Okay.
But it has amazing effect on the people who participate. We had a young man that came last Thursday, for instance, who was a foster child from Pennsylvania, and his foster father brought him, and he had such a breakthrough, and I really didn't know his background. Apparently, he had just lost 4 family members about 2 weeks ago in a head-on. I guess he said they were pushed off the road in North Carolina, and 4 of his family members were killed. And his mother, he doesn't know, isn't close to his mother, and his father's been in prison since he was born. So this is a young man who's had a lot of problems in his life, but he's very creative, apparently. He came and he said, I needed to be here. He said, I feel like a different person. I feel, I have some closure on some things. And so meditation is one of those areas. Even the Bible tells us that we should meditate. And a lot of times, people take meditation for a short prayer, but meditation really means allowing yourself to go, out inside yourself to find yourself, so to speak. And that's one of the things that we do through guided meditation. Basically, myself or one of the other practitioners will actually guide the participants in basically the path, but where they go it varies. It varies.
Okay.
What time on Thursday?
6:30 to 8:30.
Okay.
6:30 to 8:30 every Thursday, and I just want to urge your viewers to consider it, particularly if you're dealing with stress. It's a stress reliever. Reiki, in and of itself, begins to not only relieve stress, but it also is energy that goes into wherever your body is at dis-ease. And when I say dis-ease, not diseased, but not at ease. And that energy knows where to go in and do what you need without you even telling the practitioner. And it's amazing. I mean, we have people who've had back problems or some kind of ongoing condition that one Reiki session, and a short one, maybe 5 minutes of Reiki, and they're going, I can move it. I couldn't do this. So it really does help.
Okay. I've been put up on the screen. You have an upcoming event. Let's talk about that.
Yes, it's coming up next Sunday, November 1st, and it's called A Gathering of the Heart. And it really was inspired by, by the Creator, by God, to bring together people, just to invite everyone who wanted to come and see what we're doing at the House of Reawakening Minds, to come just for a time of fellowship, of sharing, not preaching, but sharing. And I'm a sometimes vegan,
Okay.
vegetarian. I'm moving towards that being the way raw food and veganism, but I do admit every now and then slipping on a piece of chicken or something. But I'm getting away from that. But we will have food, we will have entertainment, and there are different genres. So it's not, I don't want people to think it's going to be, church, but we have a band coming. One of my colleagues, Steve Martin, who's actually the executive director of the Women Housing Partnership, has a band, so his band will be there. We have a local singer who is very, very good, named Deja Thomas, and she'll be singing. And we have Dr. Dorita Dixon coming up from the Institute of Enlightenment. I don't have the right name, but she's in Washington, D.C. We have a gentleman by the name of Tuare Chica, who's a master astrologer, and he's also an urban shaman and a drummer. And a mystic poet. He's coming up from D.C. to do some things. And so we just have different people coming. I'll be sharing probably just a few words about what we do, but it's just a fellowship, not so much of, a service, but we want people to feel the energy. Because one thing I know about the House of Reawakening Minds, when you come in, you feel the energy. No one has to say anything to you. We get it all the time. It feels different in here because we keep the energy high, we keep the energy positive and charged up in there, and people feel the difference. And when you're in a stressed out society as we live, you want to come somewhere that just begins to make all of that stuff begin to melt away, and you feel like you're in a safe, loving environment. And that's what we pride ourselves on at the House of Reawakening Minds.
Okay. Thank you. In the very near future, I would love to have someone who has participated to come and share their experience
Absolutely,
with you, okay?
absolutely.
All right.
I'd be glad to bring that. Probably even one of our young people and,
Okay.
and maybe a parent.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to make sure that Alvin puts up your flyer again while we're
appreciate
closing
that.
out. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for
You're
having
welcome.
me.
You're welcome.
All right. So Alvin, if you would be kind and put the flyer up while we take a break, please.
Welcome back to the Congo Hour. We hope that you enjoyed our first interview. Now we have a family member, right?
Yes.
That's right. A family member who is running for city council.
4th District.
I know.
Oh, well, why you look at me? And don't get smart.
Cause I was gonna say something, but I changed my mind. That's all.
Okay.
All right, come on. Calm down, buddy. Okay. Now we have a really good friend, family. I've been knowing her for, oh my goodness, 20 years?
Plus.
20 plus years. Oh yeah, over 20
Yeah,
years.
because Hunter's 21,
Is it?
so at least 23 years.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. That
I
sounds
know.
about right. That sounds about right.
You remember?
I remember.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, so well do I remember.
Michelle Harley is here. She's running for city council woman for the 4th district. And we're going to let her tell you guys a little bit about herself and about her platform and why she decided to run.
All right.
Welcome to the show. This is your first time on here?
Well, yes.
Is it?
Yes, on the Congo Hour.
Is it? All
And
right.
thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for
welcome.
coming. We're going to have you
Yeah.
come on a few times.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so
That's
just
right.
keep the people updated and keep the keep the campaign strong.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. So
Well, again.
so why did you decide to run for city council?
Okay, the reason why I decided to run is because I am currently involved in the community. I've been strongly involved in the community for the last 8 years, and the city council seat really is the natural next step of progression when you really are involved in your community. And when I say involved in the community, I'm the president of the Civic Association. I am the vice president of the Neighborhood Planning Council. I sit on the board with the Stepping Stones Credit Union and a number of other committees. It's about 7 committees in the community that I'm involved in right now. And so it's been 8 years. And like I said, with my professional training at DuPont, with my strong relationship with the community, and with this opportunity, it's just a natural next step of progression. And so that's what made me want to run.
Okay.
And when I learned that councilwoman was moving on, I reached out to the leaders in the community, not only in my community, but in the other communities that make up the 4th district. There are 6 communities that make up the 4th district. Those communities are Southbridge, the East Side, Midtown, Brandywine, Trinity vicinity, the riverfront, and all of downtown. So there are 6 communities that make up the 4th district. And like I said, I serve on committees that are in my community as well as committees that serve the entire 4th district. So I'm already involved. I hear the issues, I hear the concerns. And so I decided after talking to other leaders, they wanted me to take that stand. And I talked to my family. I thought about the work involved. And like I said, I love my neighborhood, I love the community, and I love the city. And I know that I would do a great job.
All right. So has your campaign officially started? I mean, are you looking for volunteers?
Okay, so first of all, I am filed with the Department of Election.
Okay.
I definitely have a campaign committee.
Okay.
I have started my meetings with my campaign committee. We are getting organized so when the springtime comes, we can hit the ground running. I am still looking for volunteers. Of course, you can't have enough volunteers.
That's right.
But yes, we are moving along. I'm going to have my first fundraiser Tuesday, November the 3rd. at Santa Fe from 6:30 until 8. And that's my first fundraiser. And we just moving along. I'm getting out in the community, different communities. As I said, in the 4th district, there are 6 communities. I know a lot about what's going on in my community. So to really hear the voice of the residents from all the other communities, I have to get out there and get on their agenda so I can hear their issues and their concerns. I mean, I've been a homeowner myself in the 4th district for 16 years. So I see what's going on. I know what's going on for the most part, being on the different committees. For an example, one of the committees that I'm on that serve the 4th district, we have representatives, I should say, from all those communities, from Trinity, from Midtown, Riverfront, Southbridge, and downtown, and the East Side. So we get together on a quarterly basis, and we talk about what's going on in those communities. So that's why I said, for me, it's just the natural next step to go into that seat. I did my research in terms of the responsibilities of the city council person and between the responsibilities on the legislative side and on the floor and understanding what happens in the community. It's the next step of progression, like I said. So I'm excited. I'm very excited about my campaign. I'm excited about the journey. You might be a volunteer.
I said that might be a volunteer.
Oh, oh, that would be good. That will be good.
That would
I
be
don't
real
know.
good. But they can call the number that's on the screen if you want to volunteer to help Michelle with her campaign. Now, you mentioned you have a fundraiser coming up, and you said
Yes.
Santa Fe. Where's that
Yes,
located?
it's located on Pennsylvania Avenue, right behind Michael Christopher's.
Okay.
It's in a little shopping mart right there. It's actually behind Michael Christopher's. It's not on Pennsylvania, but it's right behind
If
there.
they pull in that parking lot, they'll
Right.
see it. And
Absolutely.
what time does it begin?
6:30
Okay.
until 8. The tickets are $50. That's the suggested price, but we'll take a minimum of 25.
And you'll take more than 50.
And more than 50.
Okay.
Suggested is
Right,
50.
right. Okay. All right.
Yes, so I'm excited about talking to the residents and all the different communities. I'm enjoying the journey. No matter what happens on Tuesday, September the 13th, I'm going to be a winner. Because I'm empowering people, I'm sharing information with them about city government that they don't know. And it's really been exciting, so I'm looking forward to it.
That's good.
You can always call Trippy for some pointers.
I can't catch up with him.
We haven't talked.
Well, we have
Oh,
finally.
see that?
I
See
finally,
that? Throw me
finally,
under the bus.
finally.
Already.
All right.
I have
for
to.
second district. She going for the second district.
I finally got a hold of him after calling him multiple times, and I'm sure you know what I mean
Yes,
with
I
that telephone
understand.
thing.
Yes,
But
I understand.
yes, I know that he will be there.
Lucky we don't have a lot of time left.
The next time she comes on.
It's on.
All right.
Nah, but I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
Like I said before, I'm going to help you out in any way that I can.
Thank you.
So just let me know, and I'll be there.
I will definitely let you
I don't
know.
know, maybe not now. I have to think about it because I don't know, because you just like you said, I can't get in touch with them.
I reneged.
Did
I
you?
made it
Okay.
good.
Oh, okay, all right.
So finally we talked. So I'm gonna need your help.
I'm messing with you. Yeah, I'm going to be there for you. So.
Well, I
like said
appreciate
before.
that. And I just want to say, as it relates to my platform, my vision, I have a vision for the 4th.
Okay.
But I'll talk more about my vision because now it's kind of soon, and I did my own research, and I'd rather wait until I come back maybe in the spring to share what it is. But I definitely have my platform, I have a vision, and I'm working on my 4-year plan as well.
Very good. All right. Thank you for coming and sharing.
Thank you for having
You're
me.
welcome.
You should put together a little promo, like a little promo video.
A push card?
Something that we can play.
Oh,
on here every
okay.
once in a while.
Can you help me with that?
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be we'll talk about that after break, okay? We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back.
Everybody's just teaming up on me tonight, huh? Hello and welcome back to the Congo Hour. Right now, it is time for my favorite part of the show, the Student of the Week. And today, I want to introduce to all of you Amaya Sheldon. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
How are you?
Good.
Doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell everyone a little bit about yourself, how old you are, what school you go to, what grade you're in.
I'm 12. I'm in 7th grade, and I go to Springer Middle.
Okay. And what's your favorite subject at Springer?
Like ELA.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
ELA.
ELA? Oh, okay. All right. So how'd you like your limousine ride?
It was fun.
It was fun? All right, that's good. I picked up Amaya last Tuesday. We went to Jerry Dean's.
Okay.
Yeah, went to Jerry Dean's. We have some pictures from Jerry Dean's. Had a little bit of breakfast. Went to Springer. I was thankful. I didn't tell her, but I was thankful because she came solo. So
I saw that on Facebook.
you saw that? Yeah, it was just like a pretty big tab for breakfast, but now it's just her meal and mine. So I want to thank you for that, Amaya.
Yeah.
You want to give any shout outs? You don't want to give any?
No.
You got to give at least one. There's a little guy here. Who's that?
My brother,
Yeah, okay. You at least got to give him a shout out. What's his name?
Gavin.
Kevin? Okay. And your mom is here too, but I think she's kind of camera shy.
Yeah, she ain't want to come
Yeah,
on.
so you gotta at least thank her and give her a shout out.
Thanks, Mom.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
So you got the message from her mom and we coordinated everything. What did her mom say about Amaya?
Let me see real quick what
All
she
right.
said.
Yeah, when we got to Springer, it was good timing because a lot of the students were out front. I think I have a picture of it too. And they were all, I could hear them talking like, who's that? Who's getting out of the limo? And then a couple of people even started clapping. That was pretty cool. So we're going to show some of the pictures from, I think Keisha, I think she's already been showing from the limo.
Yeah,
Did
she
you? Okay.
has.
All right.
And for some reason.
All right, if you ever want to be a part of our Student of the Week, you can always contact Wayna on Facebook. You can call her or text her at 521-7325, 521-7325. And again, it's not just for students who are getting A's and B's.
Right.
It's for students who just deserve recognition. I think I started it because there was a student, I think he had like all D's. And then he got like a B or something on a test, and that's the kind of students that I really wanted to try to encourage. So again, it's just not for. I mean, everybody is accepted. You don't have to have any type of criteria, but I don't want to get out there that it's just for honor roll students because it's not. It's just for students who you think deserve to be rewarded. And we've had teachers and different family members, neighbors. Anybody can pretty much recommend a student. So just call Wayna, and we will get you on the schedule.
Okay, and you know what? I was looking in my inbox. She had texted me, and she was just saying she wanted to recommend her daughter. She has gone from getting D's to a C on her report card to an A and a B with 2 C's. She has made a huge difference in the efforts and getting work on in time and on time.
All right, keep up the good work. Okay.
All right.
We have a certificate. I keep on forgetting to to sign it and bring it on the interview. But it's right across the room. Okay, so we're gonna make sure we get your certificate before you leave. All right.
All right, Trippy, before we take a break, we need to give a shout out from Mr. C to Stephen Williams, who watches the Congo Hour faithfully every Sunday.
Okay,
so thank you so very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Williams, for your support.
Yes. All right, you ready to take a
All right,
break?
yes, we're going to take a really quick break,
Yes.
and we'll be right back with Councilman J Street.
Yes. All right, we are back, and I do apologize for the shout out. His name is Stephen Howe, and he works for S.G. Williams Brothers Home Interiors. So we want to give a shout out to Mr. Howe from Mr. Congo. And before I go over to Councilman J Street, because I don't know how long we'll have later, I definitely have to say happy birthday to Ugundi Jacobs, who celebrated his birthday on October 22nd, which was on Thursday. So happy birthday, and may God bless you with many, many more. All right, so now No stranger to the Congo Hour. You know, anytime there is a hot issue going on anywhere and he calls or texts, I'm making room for him per the Congos because thank God for LAPA that we're able to get information live and in living color. So welcome back to the Congo Hour, sir.
Thank you so very, very much for having me.
You're welcome.
I was sitting over there watching the young lady get her award, and that's so positive, and probably one of the best things I've seen this week, because the rest of the week and probably the coming week has been, and if I have my way, will be contentious.
Okay.
So thank you for having me, and
Oh.
thanks for letting me see that positive thing, and
Right.
I think that's an excellent idea. Councilman Congo is doing an excellent job with Student of the Week. So,
Thank you very much. So what's going on?
well, I asked you to consider letting me come on tonight because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. But when you're an elected official or when you're an executive director, you can't just be sick and tired of being sick and tired. You've got to do something. So, as a result of the shooting took place on around October 17th, which was a Thursday, and it took place at the McDonald's, around the McDonald's at 4th and Monroe. And at the time of the shooting, I had parents that were coming to the center to pick up their kids, were coming up 4th Street, and they were upset about the fact that there'd been a shooting. So one person came up the street running, and you look at the shooting, and that's 3 blocks away from my center. And then on top of that, that day or the day afterwards, it was brought to my attention that the West Center City, what I used to call daycare center, but the learning center, was relocating because of the crime right outside its doors at 6th and Madison. So I looked at that, then I thought about everything that transpired over the course of the year. So in my capacity as executive director of Hilltop Lutheran Neighborhood Center, I sent a letter to the mayor and all the city council members, and I said, this is what's happened to Hilltop over the last year. Last December, the holiday Christmas tournament, my kids were playing in a basketball game down there, the teenagers, and there was a verbal confrontation with another team. They left. Somebody fired shots into the Hilltop van. Well, that wasn't taken as a big deal because nobody was hurt. I was outraged, but I said, I'm trying not to cross any lines here. I actually, for fear of there being a continuation, I shut down the evening program, basically put the teams out of the center for over a month. And we did a review of our safety procedures. We put in additional cameras. We put additional signage outside that says we have cameras. I hired an off-duty police officer. So that had been my struggle in December. And I turned around and I looked at the summer. And we had 90 kids enrolled in summer camp. And the prior year, the kids had walked from Hilltop 3 blocks away to the Hicks Anderson Center to go swimming. When I looked at the number of shootings around the center, rather than take the risk of trying to walk 90 kids down there, walk 90 kids back, and somebody start shooting, and I said to my staff person who had a fit, if they start spraying down there, how am I gonna get the kids back? So as opposed to taking that risk, because 90 kids, you gotta take 2 buses, took the kids swimming, and I paid for the buses for them to go to Eden Park. And that was $3,500 in unbudgeted money that I had to spend for safety. So at the point where the shooting's 3 blocks away from the center and the early childhood center is closed, and I'm like, this can't be business as usual. So I wrote my letter. And basically I said, this is a problem at Hilltop. This is a problem with this center moving its staff and its program outside the city. And I'm not going to sit idly by and let Hilltop Lutheran Neighborhood Center endure the same destiny. So I asked the mayor and the members of council to join me in basically asking for help. So I wrote that letter in my capacity as executive director of Hilltop, and that was either Monday or Tuesday, the following day or the day after, I wrote a letter to the congressional delegation, Senator Coons, Senator Carper, Congressman Carney, and the U.S. Attorney for the District of Delaware, Charles Oberle, and I said, a year ago, the U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder announced that there was a violence reduction network program that was targeting 4 cities to reduce violence. And those cities included, Wilmington is one of the 5, Detroit, Philadelphia, Oakland, Richmond, California, and Camden, New Jersey. So I said in my letter, based on everything that's transpired, the program's not working. And at the end of the letter, I asked for them to use all their influence to do whatever they could to help reduce the number of shootings and the violence. I also pointed out the fact that our young people, our black males especially, they have to worry about and fear being shot in terms of the crime every day. And based on the shooting of man in a wheelchair by Wilmington Police Department, now they have good cause to fear the police. So the whole situation across the board, in my opinion, cries out for relief. So at the end of the letter, I said, basically the letter says, the program's not working and fulfilling its designated purpose. These are the problems, and I pointed out just in my council district, in the last 3 months, I listed 12 individual shootings and the homicides. And I ended the letter by saying it cries out for the relief that the U.S. Attorney General promised. Well, unbeknownst to me, the response basically, especially from Senator Coons, is, well, what he said specifically on WDEL was that I was completely off base. Well, when you say somebody is completely off base, you're saying what you're saying directly, you're also sending a subliminal message that basically tries to discredit the person who has made the statement. So my concern is, if I'm completely off base, am I completely off base because I had the nerve to step up and say, you congressional delegation can no longer sit on the fence and sit idly by in your safe little Ivy Towers, for the citizens of the city of Wilmington to elect you, and this level of shootings going on to the point where a daycare center has to close. I'm not going to let y'all sit on the sidelines. I asked for help. So my response to his response is basically, you're saying go pound sand. If I'm completely off base, then what are you saying? It's something above and beyond that.
What did he say?
Well, he hasn't had a conversation with me. Okay, Congressman Carney called, and he said the program was working. I had a conversation with the mayor on Friday. The mayor said the program's helpful. It's been helpful to him, to the city, in that the clearance rate for finding shooters and finding murderers after the fact, and the technology and the training has been helpful. That's great. That's very much appreciated. But as I said, the WDEL is still woefully insufficient in terms of resolving the problem.
In your opinion, what do you think that looks like resolving the problem?
Well,
From the city, what could the city do better?
Well, in my opinion, the plan that I wrote and was adopted by County Council in April 2005 is still relevant. Mm-hmm. I had a 10-point plan. I think it's still applicable. Number one, we have to do the prevention component, and our kids need jobs. All the community centers, all the recreation centers, they need to be open doing preventive work. We need basically the thing that we've been fighting for since 2001 with the neighborhood school plan. And the neighborhood school plan from the Wilmington Neighborhood School Committee specifically said we need a weighted funding formula for high poverty schools, so that these kids, we can improve the opportunity for kids to learn. That's been standing dormant for 14 years now. Mm-hmm. The governor and members of the General Assembly are working hard to make some of that come to fruition, but at the same time it hasn't worked. 3, you've got to have a strategic plan. The vacant properties around the West Center City area are a haven for crime. And I wrote in the letter that There are people in the community who think that, who have a view that the crime in the West Center City area is being ignored intentionally so that everybody who lives there now can be displaced. And I'm saying the response to the crime thus far makes, and I said it in the letter, makes that argument meritorious. If you don't have a strategic plan to clean up the vacant properties, to make sure that people are actually living there, and to, at the same time reduce crime, and at the same time provide prevention programs and services, if you don't attack the problem holistically, you're not going to be successful. By the same token, I said it at the meeting of the whole of City Council the other night, and I said it on the radio, and I'm going to keep saying it. You can't tell me that between the Wilmington Police Department, between the Delaware State Police, between the FBI, the U.S. Marshals, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, and DEA, that we can't stop a handful of 13 to 25-year-old street drug dealers. Okay, so Senator Coons said that I was completely off base. Well, I think I'm right on target when I say we appreciate what the training and the technical assistance being provided by this program, but at the point where we as a nation can go into other countries, we can go into Mexico, we can go into Venezuela, supposedly to break up drug gangs and prevent drugs from coming into the country, but we can't break up a band of little street thugs in the first city, in the first state, something is regrettably wrong, and I'm challenging all of them. I understand that the program started out to provide technical assistance and training. Thank you very much, but it's not enough. And if you're not going to do any more, you're not going to ask for any more, tell the community that that's all you're going to do. But again, if we as a nation can go to other countries to break up drug gangs, how do you sit idly by and not ask for help and assistance, which I asked for? Right. You have a Wilmington Public Safety Plan, the Governor's Commission, 200 pages. One of the recommendations was that the city of Wilmington ask the U.S. Marshals to have a task force designated specifically for the city of Wilmington. The police chief was asked the other night at the meeting of city council as a whole regarding, has it been done? No. Well, my question is, why? We obviously need something like that or something comparable. It was recommended. Why is this one of the recommendations being ignored? So I am concerned, and I have not spent 33 years at Hilltop Lutheran Neighborhood Center, and people of substance want to leave legacies. I want to leave something there that would be for children for 50 to 100 years. There's no wood in the building. It's all masonry. All somebody, whoever replaces me, all they got to do is keep the roof on, keep the lights on. Should be something there for children. Unless the criminal element is allowed to come 3 blocks up the street and terrorize that part of the community too.
What do you think? What do you think that? This is always, a topic of contention with the different police departments, state, county, coming into Wilmington and providing assistance.
Well, number one, when we were concerned about the response to and the potential for difficulty after the shooting of the young man in the wheelchair by Wilmington Police, we didn't have any problem with the state police coming in. We didn't have any problem with the county being here. It was very helpful. 2, in my view, because I wasn't in office a New York minute. I was elected in November 2004. One of the first motions I made was to ask the president to send a letter to the city, state, and the county to form a joint task force to address violence in the city, a joint task force of Wilmington County State Police. And in my former capacity as chair of the Delaware Black Caucus, I finally convinced then Mayor Baker to go to the governor, ask for help, put the state police on the street, and that's what he did.
It seems like common sense. Like, I don't understand.
Well, common sense ain't common.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
But the cities, as far as I'm concerned, when it's to the point where a daycare center that has been in the city since at least 1977 finds it necessary to relocate outside the city, And then another executive director of another agency that serves the West Center City area contacted me and said, look, I'm seriously contemplating having to move out of the city too because my staff's not safe, vehicles are being shot, and the clients are actually afraid to come in and out of here. It can't be business as usual. Right. That's my opinion, and if others want to argue and they have a different view, that's fine. But I think every elected official at every level, city, county, state, and federal, has a responsibility to bring something to the table to try to do something to help this situation as opposed to criticizing me and saying I'm completely off base. Okay? And your record is one that I don't know where you can point to your record as senator or as a former county executive and say where you've done anything to help address this problem. You had a representative on the Hope Commission. Congressman Carney basically went to every meeting at the Hope Commission. But at the point where you think it's appropriate to say that my call for help, relief, and assistance beyond the present program is completely baseless, I have a major problem with you. It's the epitome of an insult, and when you insult me, I'm gonna insult you back. Right. When you bother me, I'm gonna bother you back. And I don't want to make the Congo Hour too contentious.
No, it has to be.
Yes.
I was just going to say that. I think I know we're at a point where we have to become disruptive,
That's
and
right.
we can't just keep going
Idly
along to
sitting
get
by,
along,
right.
and being patient and being nice and calm because it's not working. I think those who can make real change in our city take advantage of our patience.
But see, the reason, in my opinion, he's real comfortable in saying that. What you're doing when you say what you're doing, you're sending a message to the greater community, basically trying to discredit the person that is asking for the help and the relief. And the reason he's comfortable in doing that because he's too used to sitting around folks who are talking black and living all the Negro they can. So if he challenges me, they'll clean that up for him. And see, at this point, they're getting in the way and they're becoming dangerous, and they're going to have to be called up for what they are because I've been in public service for 41 years. Don't tell me that what I'm saying and what I'm concerned about is completely baseless because your response as senator is completely useless.
Right.
And not only I think there are several positions within like city, county, and state government where we have to really look at how sincere.
Well, let's look at the record.
They are.
You know,
Right.
how can you be concerned supposedly when you didn't vote for DeBoe to be head of the Civil Rights Division of the U.S. Department of Justice because you supposedly wanted to support the police, but you haven't supported policing here in the first state, in the first city, in the first state, and you're the sitting senator. And what you purported to be in terms of supporting police, you didn't show that on your record as county executive. So I will stop there, but more to come in the next hour, trust me.
I was going to say next week, we're going to finish the conversation.
Okay.
Okay? Is that fair?
Yeah, that's definitely.
All right.
We definitely need to do that.
Yeah, so we're going to take a very quick break.
Yes, really quick, and we'll be right back with our funeral announcements.